We have made hundreds of thousands of dollars leveraging the power of Facebook Messenger bots, specifically ManyChat. But recently, things have drastically changed. If you've started already using bots, or you were just enticed and curious by them from the high engagement and open rates that they offer, but now you're worried even if it's worth the effort, don't fret. Hey, this is Leah Rae from ToddandLeahRae.com, and today I have with me my very good friend and our resident ManyChat expert, Mark Harbert. He's here to help you understand the changes that you're seeing within ManyChat and how you can still leverage this powerful platform in your business. If you're new to our channel, we are here to help you online entrepreneurs create the time freedom that you and your family truly deserve. So welcome, happy to have you with us here today, Mark. Super excited to get your take, help us understand what's happening with ManyChat. So what's happening? Give us a quick overview for those of us who may be freaking out about all of the changes we're seeing in the ManyChat platform.
The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Oh my gosh. Look, I've been around online for 10 years, okay? Like, I've been in this game for a long time. If there's one thing I know, it is always change. Like, change always happens. They talk about death and taxes. Those are the two definites. Well, changes in marketing are another one you can check on there. It's just the way it is. Things constantly change. Facebook is obviously making tweaks and changes to their thing to make sure that their users are getting the best experience. And that's really what's going on with the Facebook Messenger bots. Is it still viable? Oh, I think more than ever. I think what it now is doing is it's going to, the cream of the crop marketers are going to rise to the top, because that's how it works. When something new comes out, you get a lot of people using it. The ones that are able to adapt are the ones that are going to really get the benefit out of it. Because here's the thing. What Facebook's doing now is they're weeding out all the spammers. Okay, and there's been plenty of them. People that just overuse it, and they're weeding out all of that. And really, that's exciting, because the people that really know how to utilize it are going to benefit the most. That's the way I see it with ManyChat is they've just, basically their biggest change is they've changed the broadcasting ability, and you can't necessarily just go on there and send out a broadcast anymore. It has to fall within certain categories. But if you do it very carefully, and you do it in a way that's not promotional, you can still use free broadcasts. Now, here's the interesting thing. It's not like broadcasting has gone away. You can broadcast now through a Facebook sponsored message, and you could send a promotional broadcast, whatever, you're just going to pay for it. So let's be honest, Facebook's plugging a hole in their revenue. So that's really what it comes down to too.
Okay, that makes sense. So just so everyone understands, because there's some people that are already in ManyChat and using it, and others that are just kind of have heard of it and want to get started. So Series, it's called Series, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Series part of Messenger of ManyChat still works. So a series being they opt in for a specific series, and on certain days they get this set of messages that get sent out. And all of that functionality is still exactly the same, correct?
Yep.
And so it's the broadcast messages, like the one-off messages that you could send to a portion or the entire list, that functionality has changed.
Yeah. So basically now, the way it used to be is you would get what was called app level approval, where essentially all you had to do was sign up for a ManyChat account, connect it to your page, and now you could send it through ManyChat. So what Facebook done is they've taken that ability away from the app and said, now you have to get approval for subscription messaging from us on your page at the page level. In order to do it now, you have to go there. If you look in your settings on your page and you go to the messaging, you have to submit for approval for broadcasting. And you have to give them a couple of examples of what it is that you're going to broadcast. And what's interesting is there's a lot of people that have submitted to get approved, and they keep getting denied. But here's the reason why. Facebook gives you a couple examples in there of what they want. They give you an example. And so what I did is I just crafted something that I would say that goes right along with their example, and I got, approved right away. Because the first message that you send out on a broadcast cannot be promotional in any way. It just can't. It's got to be very, like asking a question. It's got to be, it just has to be something that would be engaging. Like, think about this for a second. If you were to send a personal message on a profile, like if I was messaging you, Leah, I'd say, hey, Leah, what's up? You around?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I've gotten that message, yes.
Yeah, so really you can almost do that exact same thing on your page and just say, like, hey, Leah, are you around? Yes or no? Yes. Oh, okay, cool. I wanted to ask you a question. You cool if I ask you a question? Yes. Boom. So you can still have those quick replies, but do it in a more of a conversational tone. And once they interact with the bot, now you can promote.
Yay.
So really, that's the only real change. It's not like it's a crazy thing, but Facebook is just weeding out, the people that are abusing it, and that's the key.
Okay, and one thing that kind of threw me off guard when the changes first started happening is that in the examples, what Facebook says promotions are, they're talking about like sales and discounts and directly pitching something that makes people purchase. So me thinking, well, what if I just offer them content, like YouTube videos or something else, which we use a lot for our ManyChat list, and that's not promoting a sale. It's giving them free content. It's news. So that's where I was thinking, but I was actually wrong, and Facebook did not like that. So promotional in any sense of the word, promoting content, anything, not just something that costs money, right?
Right, exactly. Like it can't promote anything. It has to be very like conversational in tone. That's, I think, what they're looking for. If it breaks down into the three categories, and off the top of my head, one is news, one is productivity, and then something like, I forget the other one, but most of us are going to fall into like a news category, where you could, let's just say you want to send out a message and it's something like, hey, Tom, have you heard about all the changes going on of Facebook Messenger? Yes or no? No. Do you want me to tell you about them? Because it's pretty huge and it can affect your business in a big way. Yeah, sure. And then you can send I created a video for you, that explains everything about it. You see what I mean? So now, you're doing it in a way that's just more engaging than trying to get the quick click. And that really is pretty awesome, I think. I mean, you really want an engaged crew anyway. I mean, it's good for marketing to be like, hey, I got 100,000 leads, man. It's freaking sweet, dude. Or I got 1 million subscribers, and all that stuff. But in reality, it really is more of a vanity stat than anything, because it's like how many of them are actually engaged in what you're doing. And so for me, I'm more concerned with the engagement. And if I get them engaged to where they actually get to a point where they get to my content or something like that, then you're going to have somebody that's actually more engaged who might potentially take more action on your video than normal. That's why, I take stats with a grain of salt. It's always like, it sounds great. It's great for marketing. There's no question. You know what I mean? It's like, but in the end, what really matters is the actions people take.
And so by starting with a question or something conversational like that, you're invoking the 24-hour promotional rule, correct, from Facebook. Right. So they say, right, you've got a 24-hour window after someone responds that you can promote, yes, correct?
Right. So I just recently, I'm on the messenger bot of a pretty big marketer, totally not in our space, like in a totally different space. He used that 24-hour rule very geniusly. Like, so he sends out a broadcast and I say, hey, Mark, can I ask you a question? He says, yes. And then he replies back and he said, basically his question was, we've been running events for several years. We've been doing them in Austin, Texas. And we're looking at doing a virtual event that's very similar to what we do on our where people actually fly out. We charge thousands of dollars. If we do that online, is that something you'd be interested in? Yes. Great. Tomorrow I'm going to send you the information on it. And so it kind of it gave 24 hours to get people engaged. And then the next day he sent out the follow-up to the people that were all engaged. You see what I mean? So it was really a brilliant way to, if you think ahead a little bit and just plan it a little bit, you can use it to your benefit. And I really think, too, that the best way to use Messenger is not on a daily basis. It's really once in a while. I think that's where you're going to see more engagement through it over time. And I don't know, just my thoughts on it.
No, that's an excellent example. And folks, for your business, think about how you can plan this out. And maybe every couple weeks or something, leverage some sort of strategy, asking questions, building up anticipation and planning out for the next day within your 24-hour window that you can give any sort of promotional thing, whether it's to an actual offer, like what that example is, or to a piece of content or something that you want to get people in front of. So I think that's a great example and really helpful, because honestly, people have been freaking out about the changes in ManyChat.
Yeah.
And I've had many people just say they're not doing it anymore. They don't know how to do it. They don't understand the
Yeah.
changes. And so they're not going to touch
Yeah.
it. But the open rates and the engagement, it has
Sick.
massive power. I mean, seriously, we could send out an email to, I don't know, 30 to 50,000 people and get, you know, so many hundred registrants over a couple days for a webinar or something. And we could take a messenger, a ManyChat list that was less than half of that and like double or triple the number of registrants, because it's so engaged. People are getting notifications on their phones and they're responding immediately. So it is a very powerful platform that if you use carefully and with a little more precision than we previously had to, that you can still make a ton of money and really use and leverage to build up your business, do your promotions and everything. You just got to play the game a little smarter, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's played a little smarter. You know, I'll be honest with you, when I hear people going, you know what, it's just too confusing, I'm not going to do it, I'm like, yes! Like, to me, it's like, awesome! Because, you know what? That means there's going to be more pie for me. You know? I just like the people that think like that, and I'm not, you know, here to down on anybody, but the truth is like, that is never the way I think. When something happens, like, I'm like, okay, how can I make this work? It's not like, oh, I'm going to forget it. People said that about YouTube 5 years ago. Forget it. YouTube's too hard. They're shutting people down. Now look at it, you know? It's like people are coming back to YouTube, you know? And it's like, it's the same thing. And it's just, I've seen this story over and over, you know? And I'm telling you, like, I think the people that decide to throw it aside are just making a huge mistake. You know, stick with it. I mean, adapt. Change. That's the way marketing is. It's the way the market is.
Absolutely. So powerful message, guys. Don't give up. Just be a little bit smarter and leverage this really powerful platform. Thank you so much, Mark, for your time. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And everyone, you can check Mark Harbert out. What's your channel name?
Mark Harbert.
Now, we do have a great video tutorial that teaches you how to use ManyChat, how to set it up actually as a capture page and start getting people on your list today. So in the upper right corner of the screen, you will see that video. Watch that one next. Again, this is Leah Rae from ToddandLeahRae.com, and I'll see you soon.